everyone, welcome to Hedgehog Hollow. Today I have a super cute hack for you and also a way to use up some of those things we may just throw away at Christmas. So these are the holiday time bows. A very good company of mine that I work with who also make confetti box, they make these, and they wanted me to show you some ways to use them. Not necessarily in the traditional way that we're used to. So grab yourself a shadow box. This one here, you can see it's just a 20 by 9-inch one. And we're going to first of all take the back out of this. And we're going to take the glass out because that's the part that we need. So I'm just going to pull out our spacer here. Like so, carefully. And we're going to pull our glass out. So the first thing you want to do, and obviously be careful because this is a piece of cut glass. So I'm just sliding it out how it wants to come. And we're going to put everything else to the side for now. Now I've already pre-cut this Ho 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 using a font from Maker's Gonna Learn, my good friend Tana there. And we have a coupon code in the description below. So you can go to his Maker's Gonna Learn site and you can get 40% off an annual subscription. We also have a really cute tutorial coming up with Tana and some giveaways, so stay tuned for that. And you can use his files, there's thousands of them, thousands of different fonts, and you can use them with your Cricut, your Scan and Cut, your Silhouette machine, whatever electronic cutting machine you like to use. So I pre-cut this out of just black permanent vinyl, and I'm going to put it on the outside of my glass. If you want on the inside, you'd need to mirror it, but I just like the finish of putting it on the outside more. I already have my transfer tape ready to go as well, so I'm going to just grab my favorite tool if I need it. This one's got a nice edge on it, and I'm going to start just at one end. So you notice I've taped my vinyl down so it's going to stay in the right position. Particularly when you're working with a larger piece, you'll find that this is a much easier way to go. And I'm going to give you some tips for working with large projects. So I'm just going to put my transfer tape down on here. I'm just going to lift this up for a second. We've got a big ripple. Small ripples are okay in your transfer tape, but I don't want a big ripple because that will transfer to my final project. So I'm just sliding my hand over so there's no big ripples. And then we're just going to, again, you see how I have my scrap underneath, and then as I pull, I'm pushing down with my hand to get it as smooth as I can. As I say, small little ripples like this one doesn't matter, but if you have a big fold in it, that's going to come out in your final project. So now I'm going to lift this up, and I'm going to take my original pieces of tape off. We don't need to hold that down now. The transfer tape will do that part, but you want to save your tape, or otherwise you'll be using a new piece of tape, whichever works best for you. Now we're going to turn over our transfer tape, and this is where I'm going to tape down my transfer tape. And there is method to this madness. I mean, I'm going to manipulate it a little bit, but you do want to keep it down on here. And you can see I'm just pulling out the release paper on the back here, and everything's going to stick down to my transfer tape in theory. And if you need to, if you bend your release paper and you have any little pieces that stick, you'll find that then they don't stick anymore. So this is my top tape. And look how easy this is going. This is not strong transfer tape. This is just regular transfer tape. So that's that piece done too. Okay, now how do we get this on our glass? So rather than now picking this up and rotating it over, which for me just never ever works, I like this method. I like to take my piece of glass, and if you hover your glass over the top, you can kind of just pop it on at one end and line it up with your vinyl, and then you can just lay it down. And now I know it's straight on my vinyl. I mean, how easy is that? Super easy compared to, can you imagine trying to pick that up? You need two people to try and get it flat and things. And that's why I tape my transfer tape down. You don't need to tape down anymore, but you'll find that that will really help you get the application right. Then we can turn it over to the right way around. And now we're going to stick down our vinyl. I'm going to grab my little scraper out here, and I'm going to start in one corner, just like this, and work my way outwards. And the idea is we get rid of any little bubbles You might have one or two and we can deal with those. We want to get rid of as many as possible. Okay, so there's one word done. So I'm going to pull this word up, work out any kinks, and I'm just going to quickly work my way along all of them. But look how easy this is now to just peel up. I'm just going a little bit at a time. You can see. So you're going to want to now do this over the whole of your piece. We're going to speed this bit up because you really don't want to just see me flattening out the whole thing. And you see how as I'm going, I'm getting rid of any kinks here. Nails are great for this kind of thing. If you have anything major, you can then just use like a wet cloth and stuff, and that will get those out. Or if it's something like an air bubble, quite often I'll just take my craft pick, just pop it in the middle there and smooth it out. And that hole just, you know, disappears all on its own. So that's what I'm going to do. And so that's it. Super simple. I've got a couple of little bubbles in there, but by the time we finish, you're not going to see them. And the reason I like it on the front is it gives you a much nicer finished piece. Whereas on the reverse, you get kind of these like sticky areas and that, and it just doesn't look as clean. So I like having it this way up. So we're going to put it back into our frame. Exactly the same. We'll drop this in. Just going to slide it back in. Don't want to break our glass. Make sure your pieces are all pulled back. There we go. And we'll let that go in. So now we're going to fill up our frame. And you have a couple of different options. So they do, in the holiday shop, you can see there's, you know, the really funky modern Christmas colours, which is what I'm going to use. You can do a more traditional colour scheme. Or there's a kind of in the between. So you've got chevrons in here. There's one here that has lime green in it, so you can really choose whatever color scheme. Of course, you could do this for any occasion, but we're doing it for Christmas. So this is what you want to look for in your craft store, and then you're going to grab your bows, put them the way up you want them to be, and we're just going to fill up. So I'm going to kind of go pretty random with my colors. If you get the mini bows, they work too. And I'm even using the big ones because we'll just squish them down and make sure that they fit. If you use, let's say, the mini ones, you could have it that they move around a bit more, or you could buy a deeper shadow box. We just kind of got what our local craft store had. So I'm going to make sure that I'm really filling that area with bows because we want everything to be pretty touching. So I'm just spreading out my big ones, and then I'm taking, this one I've got turquoise, purple, blue, red. I mean, a really nice selection of colours. And this year, one of my trees is going to be multicolored. I always have a theme for each of my trees. And of course, this is going to go in perfectly. And you'll see all of these decorations hanging around our home, around the office, when you see all of our Christmas tours later on in December. So I'm just piling these in. And if I have kind of two of the same color close together, like here I have two purples, I'm going to change that out for a magenta. So just making sure I've got a nice spread of color like this. And then we're going to take our frame, and you want to, I'm going to take this back piece off because we don't need that. And you want to, of course, make sure that your hanger is the right way up. So I'm going to put this in, oops, we didn't put our edge in. Hang on. I'm going to just squeeze this in around the edge. This just keeps your glass in place so your glass doesn't move. So we'll just gently move our bows in. Ideally, you want to do this beforehand, but, you know, craft fails happen, and we show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I just want to take out one bow just to spread that out a little bit. And you'll notice all my bows are pretty side down. And now we're going to put our board on top. So now we're going to make sure everything stays in. I'm going to do one side at a time. I'm just pressing this down my finger. You can also just use a coin. They work really well to push those little teeth down. So I'm just pushing in. I'm going to do the same on this side. Teeth all the way up. There we go. And now I'm going to press in. And of course we can turn it over now, and now you can see all of those bright colours in the background there. It doesn't look super cool. I've got a little bit of glare from our lights, but you can see there the ho 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 would include some pictures so you can see it. There's also a short version of this tutorial available over on Instagram. Check out the links in the description below. We love this project. Of course, you can use any colour vinyl if you wanted to use a bright colour or, you know, any of those fun things. You can try that as well. So thanks for joining me here at Hedgehog Hollow. Click like, subscribe, thumbs up, all those fun things, and check out the links in the description below. I'll see you tomorrow for another tip, trick tutorial, or maybe something a little bit different. See you then. Bye.